What is up, guys? It's Gunthug here. It is a beautiful Sunday morning in PSL. We are in the semifinals, and I've got some great action to bring you today. We had two matches already this in the wee hours of this morning. One between MedichamZ and Bluebreath, one between Nikilar and Zokuru. I'm going to bring you this one. I might do both. I haven't watched either replay, but this is a matchup I've been looking forward to for a while. MedichamZ, one of the bright up and comers this season in DPP, posted a very solid record. I want to say 4-1, maybe 4-2. Um, and then Blue Breath, of course, has also had a fantastic season, notably knocking off Nicolar and really leading his team on a surge here to where they're in a very, very strong spot in the playoffs, likely heading into the finals. Excuse me, it is early, so obviously still shaking the cobwebs out. Got some yawns in me, but I've also got some coffee next to me, which means I'm going to power on through. That was a vital sip right there. Let's jump right into it. All right, so let's go ahead and see the lead matchup again. I have not watched this. I do not know what happens. I think I know the outcome. Again, I can kind of guess based on who posts the replay, but that doesn't mean that I know the nuts and bolts of what happens in the match. All right, let's go ahead and get it. All right, lead, Raikou versus Lucario. I love Raikou lead. I've used it in the past successfully against Nicolar in a PSL match, and it totally caught him off guard. Such a versatile move pool. Raikou, definitely a special attacker, but it does carry extreme speed, and extreme speed can be very good as a lead. You know, if you do a lot of damage with, and it is shiny. And remember, if you've got the shiny Raikou, that means you can be carrying Aura Sphere. It is an event move. Blue Breath countering with a Lucario. Lucario is he names it Lucario. I love that little throwback to my early commentary days when I did not understand that the C was a hard C and not a soft C. So Lucario in the lead. Lucario, another lead that actually accomplishes a lot of times the same thing. It's got extreme speed, which means it can finish it a Pokemon off. Usually carries a sash, close combat, extreme speed. Sometimes will carry Copycat, which is an interesting move from the lead spot. Gives you a chance to set rocks up as well. So let's see how this lead interaction plays out. Aura Sphere from Raikou gets him down to 1%. Lucario, oh, and it's Life Orb, so the close combat, it's not going to kill. Let's see if Raikou's got extreme speed. No, he bounces out, as does Blue Breath. So what that tells us is that Blue Breath knew that Raikou had a chance of carrying extreme speed, could have KO'd him from 1%. But Medicham also knew that he doesn't have extreme speed, which means he felt like he had to bounce out because Blue Breath was threatening to extreme speed and take out his Raikou. It almost makes me wonder, if you're Medicham, did you know that Raikou can carry extreme speed? Did you know that the bluff of it, because you outsped, could have let you stay in and get another strong attack off? If you had stayed in and Aura Sphered or Thunderbolted there, this Sizer would be looking at about, I don't know, 25% health. So Lucario comes back out. We get a Fire Blast from Heatran. Because we don't see an item tick on Heatran here, a lot of possibilities still up in the air, okay? I mean, Heatran versus Scizor, you're going to feel pretty confident about just firing off a Fire Blast. Sometimes you can tell based on what move Heatran decides to use what kind of item it has, if it has that Scarf. So, for example, if you had seen something here like, I don't know, Flygon, right? And Heatran had stayed in to use HP Ice. Even if you had switched out, you could have assumed, hey, that Heatran is likely going to be Scarf, because why else would you stay in against something that's faster than you, even though if you haven't moved to one-hit KO. So Swampert comes in. We don't know, again, if this thing is choiced or not. We're about to find out. So Swampert comes in. Heatran bounces out. Raikou smartly comes in here at 12%. Whenever you're showing that 12% on the screen, that actually means you are slightly below 12%. He's probably at, I would guess, 11.6, 11.7%, something along those lines, which means he does not live rocks. So good idea to come in there. It's going to be, what kind of hidden power does Raikou have here? Is it HP Ice? Is it HP Grass? I feel like Sizer might be a safe switch regardless, so maybe you Aura Sphere here. And if you really got some stones on you, maybe you even Thunderbolt. Sizer does come in. We see the Thunderbolt. Great stones, Medicham. Great stones. Sizer's going to go ahead and pick him off with Bullet Punch. But again, we talked about it earlier. if he had stayed in on the Lucario switch in the first place, this was the situation he would be in. Not in a much worse situation now. Yes, rocks are up. Gyarados comes in. He's going to get an Intimidate off. We did not see an item on Sizer, and again, there's only 2 health left at that point, so no way to gauge the damage. Could be Scarf, could be Band, could be, I don't know, Akaberry for all we know, Swords Dance. So Gyarados comes in. That causes Sizer to bounce out. A bit of an issue here if you're a Medicham, because here you are, and he's going to go to Tyranitar on the when Zapdos comes out. You're always wishing, hey, I wish I had gotten rocks up. That is one of the sacrifices you make when you lead with a Pokemon like Raikou, who does not carry Stealth Rock, right? You're trading the opportunity to set rocks early in the match with the opportunity to really dish out some damage, which he's done. Don't get me wrong. He's got Sizer at really low health. He got rid of Lucario, but Bluebreath was able to accomplish his early game goal, which is getting rocks up. Now you're wishing you had rocks up as Zapdos comes in and takes that Gyarados waterfall. So Gyarados switches out to Tyranitar. Pretty safe Zap switch here. Zap hits him with the Thunderbolt. That's a heavy damage on that Thunderbolt. 42%. Makes me think it could be Specs. We don't see the leftovers tick. There's another Thunderbolt. Okay, so he hits him. He does paralyze him, but Tyranitar is able to get rocks off. So you could argue definitely that he was able to do his job here. Zapdos getting down low on health to the point where now it comes in on rocks. It's only going to have one more hit, so you might just keep it in. If Bluebreath was bluffing a choice item here by carrying Magnet. This is going to put him in a really strong position. Jiang Heng comes in. It's Heatran. We're definitely going to get. Oh, and okay, so we've now determined what Heatran's item was. It almost would have had to be. Choice Scarf here, right? He misses with the Fire Blast. Thunderbolt does an enormous amount of damage. He's going to have another shot here, but Swampert's going to come in knowing he's Choice Lock now. There's that Fire Blast. It does 27%, no burn. He could fire off another one, or he could preserve it, and he does. So Breloom comes in. Waterfall, good switch there on the Breloom. Very unlikely that you're going to Ice Beam the Heatran. I mean, you could have, right? Just because you know all it can do is slap those fire blasts on you, but you tempt fate with the fire blast hitting you while you're ice beaming, you're going to get burnt. So he hits the waterfall. Breloom comes in, gets the poison up, doesn't take much damage. It is faster. I generally this is actually a really common situation. You bring Breloom in on Swampert and nothing is slept. What move do you use on Breloom? If you use Spore, then the Swampert can kind of stay in. It's already laid Stealth Rocks and it can absorb that sleep. If you decide to substitute or something along those lines, he can break your sub. Basically, the goal of the non-Breloom player is I'm not letting this guy get a sub up on me. So he does stay in. I like the idea of just seed bombing right there. I mean, think about it. You bring in Zapdos. Zapdos is dead to a seed bomb, especially with rocks. Sizer's dead to a seed bomb, especially with rocks. So strong move there by Medicham. Breloom's going to tick back with Poison Heal, and we get Jirachi coming in. Jirachi's going to go ahead and sub. We've seen this from Blue a lot this season. Good way to counter Spore from Breloom there, right? I mean, and especially if you're Focus Punch Breloom, you don't have a lot of good options to keep Jirachi from getting that sub up. And now you're in a very vulnerable spot. You Mach Punch, it does not do enough. I don't know about that play right there. I don't know about that play right there. I don't know very many Jirachi sets where Mach Punch is going to break sub, and I'm pretty positive that on a Calm Mindset, I don't know if 2 Mach Punches break sub. We're about to find out, but that oh, just barely probably. But I mean, now you know you get a free sub up. I guess you go Heatran. I'd probably sack Heatran here. What are you doing? Oh, he's going to superpower. Okay, so you are dropping your attack here. I probably would have just sacked Breloom and gone for the superpower right away. You'd have a Jirachi at +1 instead of -1. I don't know if this superpower is ever not going to break sub here. You might just go Heatran and sack. Oh, well, all right, so pretty good play by Jirachi there. Here's Heatran, but I mean, again, this is where that makes a huge difference that he Mach Punched, because instead of a +1 special defense Jirachi, which certainly goes down to Fire Blast, I'm not so sure about +2. He bounces out, he doesn't care. He's going to go ahead and sap Zapdos here. Heatran gets the Fire Blast off. He does hit, wouldn't have mattered because Sandstorm Tick would have killed it. And here comes Latias, which could also be Calm Mind. He brings in his own Latias to take it. The Thunderbolt comes in expecting Gyarados, I guess, which is kind of weird. I mean, why not hit with a Dragon move there? Gyarados is toast on a Dragon move, and you would have caught Latias in one. But that's okay. Sizer comes in. He's got one more sack bait here. So we get the non super effective Hidden Power on Sizer. Hidden Power Ground, I suppose, which would have hit Jirachi, hits Magnezone. I don't know. I guess it hits Heatran, but you have Surf for that. I don't really like Hidden Power Ground. Oh, the Healing Wish comes in on Jirachi. Healing Wish mechanics from this gen means he is still going to have to take this Draco, and it's Life Orb Latias. I tell you what, I hear if instead of Hidden Power Ground you're running Earthquake, you might win this game. You might. Jirachi comes in. Heatran's not going to live rocks. And he gets the sub up. Yeah, this is again where you have Earthquake on that Latias instead of Hidden Power Ground. You don't really care about the special attack drop. We get the lock-in, which actually does save Gyarados, but it doesn't matter at this point. I mean, Jirachi's behind the sub. I don't think there's much he could have done. The T-Bolt 2-hit KOs. I mean, even if he breaks the sub there, Jirachi still outspeeds. And so Latias would have just Hidden Power Ground, but Hidden Power Ground doesn't kill Jirachi from that distance. So Jirachi does clean it up here. Great game. Well played. I should have won HP Fire, though. It's not HP Fire, I'm pretty sure, because if we look back, that did not do super effective to Sizer. But it doesn't matter. It was HP Ground, same damage, and I agree he would have won. So good game by Blue, and he's going to help his team push towards the finals where it looks like they're destined to go. So another great match, and thanks for listening. See y'all.